Well, hello again, everybody. You know, one thing that I found was very important is reading instructions. I struggle with reading instructions. I don't like reading instructions. I like to just wing it. That way, I figure if I can wing it and I can figure it out, that means I'm as smart as the engineer that designed the thing. Doesn't always work out. If you see my fingers, I was doing spray foam insulation. Believe me, read the instructions, because that stuff sucks when it's all over you and does not want to come off, because I didn't wear the proper PPE. It makes a mess. But I learned instructions are a good thing. One thing that I wished did come with instructions that does not is raising children. It would be so much easier if there was an instruction book that just shows you how to raise your child, but there isn't. But there is a lot of different parenting courses and stuff that a person can take, and I would very much recommend that. I'll give some examples I've seen multiple times over life, even with family, my grandkids and stuff, where the kids are just not behaving properly and the parents are exasperated, like, oh my gosh, why is he doing this? Why is she acting this way? Why is she behaving this way? Why are they throwing themselves on the floor, and why won't they ever listen to me? And well, actually, you raised them that way. You taught them to behave that way. And I've seen it, actually I've seen it in my family, where they would count. You know, if you don't do that, you know, I'm going to start counting to 3. If you don't stop, I'll count. 1, 2, 2.5. Well, all you do when you count is you train them to disobey you. Because now they don't have to obey you on your first command. They get to disobey you 1, 2, 3, 4 times until all of a sudden you decide to do something about it. Well, if you really want your kid to obey, first time obedience should be something that you strive for. If they can obey you on the 3rd time, when you count to 3, well, then they are capable of obeying you on the first time. You just choose to let them disobey you. That's not raising a proper functioning adult of society. That's ultimately what you're raising. If parents want to raise good functioning members of society, start looking at actually what you are raising them for. Not raising them to give them a great life and all the things you never had. Yeah, okay, it's nice to do that, but that doesn't make good functioning human beings. It makes entitled people that seems to think there's no consequences for anything, because they get to disobey how many times? What do you mean there's a consequence for that? There's never been a consequence for it. You know, a parent, it's one of the hardest jobs you'll ever do. My hat goes off to all the women that stayed home and raised their kids, because it is super hard. Super hard. And it's a thankless job. But it's the most important job of all, because you are raising functioning members of society. Tomorrow's functioning members of society. And if we don't raise them properly to be functioning members of society, then we're just going to end up with more entitled freaking people that seem to think the world revolves around them. And then what? So, instruction manual for raising kids? No. But there's a lot of wise people out there that have raised kids that do know what to do and what not to do. There's a lot of instructional videos and stuff out there. I would invite all parents to take some parenting courses just to hone your skills. You're going to hone your skill if you are an engineer, or if you're an accountant, or whatever you're doing. If you're playing guitar, you hone your skills. If you're raising children, that is your job in life. Why not hone your skills to do it the best you can and raise the best children you can? It's not about making them all happy and life all great. It's about training them to be good functioning members of society. Just my thoughts.